Just like that, Happy New Year from the Big Biz Show. We're back. We're back. What do you know about that? 110 million broadcast homes strong, 150 radio stations in 175 countries. TV and radio at the same time. Big Biz Show's on there. Great to have you along on BizTV, YTN, iHeartRadio, iHeartMedia, as well as Biz Talk Radio Network and American Forces Radio Network. Love the troops. Still works. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. I was down in Texas over the New Year's right after Christmas and hanging out with a bunch of little petri dishes that decided to give me a cold. Getting over it though.
Was it a cold, the flu, or COVID?
It was cold. You know, kids.
Anybody get the flu this season?
Thankfully not.
No.
Just a cold.
Trish got the flu, and it was worse than COVID.
Really?
Worse than when she had COVID.
Just
She
laid her
tested
out.
like every day. I gotta have COVID.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, honey, there's only one bar.
Yeah.
You know, you had the 2 bar. She was hoping for another bar just to explain it,
Yeah.
right? And it just didn't work out. This flu season here has been horrible, at least in the state of
Yes, it
California.
has.
So great to have you along, and we're looking forward to a new year with you. And a little surprise for you as Loft 100 Studios version 2.0 moves into its larger facility here in the first quarter. So you're going to see bigger, better, faster, stronger, and cheaper. No, it'll be good. It'll be great. So, do you guys have a good holiday? All you guys over there?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, very good. I didn't get a chance to ask you at the beginning of the show, so I thought I'd ask you now.
Did you have one?
I did. It was an interesting holiday because construction of the new studios,
Right?
remodel of the house.
Yep.
It was an extraordinary year between ranking number 3 and then 2 on Billboard with the new album, getting up for Grammy consideration, the money we raised for Leukemia, Lymphoma, and Challenge Athletes Foundation. We had an unbelievable year as a band and as a show, and then of course the passing of Rusty Nails, and now we're stuck with you. So that was a rough one.
And here he is.
I will tell you that, but the new studio, our new Studio A will be the Memorial Russ T. Nail Studio. There'll be a plaque out there
Awesome.
of the jackass, so he can live in infamy. So it'll be good, and yeah, it's fantastic. It was a really good bittersweet year. We're off to a new year, and one of the guys I wanted to make sure we have on a regular basis this year is Shep Hyken. Shep Hyken is a mentor to me. He's also a friend. He's also one of the top keynote speakers in the country, and an author about customer service. And I need to talk to him off air because I came up with this thing called The List. And I'm going to read it to you now because I want Shep to hear this. But Shep wrote The Convenience Revolution and I'll Be Back, How to Get Customers to Come Back Again and Again. And we've talked to him on several occasions. What we consumers, and tell me if I'm wrong here, are all seeking is a seamless customer service experience. Okay?
Fair.
From the moment we drive up or walk up to the minute we leave, right?
Yes.
Should be consistent, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you go to, let's just say a hotel, okay? The easiest thing. Valet, check-in, room, goof off, check out,
Yes.
right? Should be seamless and it should, right? I mean, it should be all there. The problem is that most companies believe that they're doing that, but with boots on the ground that they're not. Oftentimes, the reality is what they think is occurring is not really occurring. So I would argue that more times than not, the employees that are performing the actual service are well off-brand. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. Remember during COVID, when Apple opened back up, and there were security guards out front acting like concert security guards.
Sure.
Keeping people, I mean, it was so off-brand for Apple. And I don't think Apple realized that until enough people complained, and then, okay, we're going to ease up and maybe put the guys with the blue shirts and the Apple out front saying, hey, guys, can you get in line here?
Right.
Versus the shirt.
Guys with the cattle prods.
Yes. I think there are some problems that I see often, like the pissy receptionist syndrome.
Oof.
We all probably can know what that is. The customer service schadenfreude. You know what schadenfreude is? It's the delight in delivering bad news. Okay. Sorry, we're all full. Love to say no. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep. Yep.
Hey, how about that? We're booked up.
Yeah.
The other one for me, the worst one for me, there's 2 of them. $1 million smile and a 10-cent head. Place looks great. You walk in, $1 million smile.
Right.
And they are dumb as a bag of hair when it comes to customer service. You know what I'm talking about, right? Best Buy.
Ouch, shots fired.
The other one for me is, look at lava cake takes an hour, right? When you order the chocolate lava cake, does it take an hour?
Yes.
Pretty much.
You ever order the chocolate lava cake at any restaurant? They always say, hey, the chocolate lava cake, order it now.
Order it now when you sit down.
Because it's why you sit down.
That's right.
Manage your customers' expectations.
Yes.
Right? Don't tell me at the last minute it takes an hour.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
The last piece of this thing that I have, then I want to get to Shep. The last piece of this thing I have is the confusing your own popularity for the popularity of the business. Okay? Now, there was a Harvard business case study about Lululemon. You ever been into a place and they're snooty?
Yes.
And they're doing you a favor by you shopping there?
Yes.
Lululemon almost went out of business 18 years ago because of that. Oftentimes, the people that are working at these places that are popular often confuse the popularity of the business that we're visiting with their own popularity. Hence, my very first thing, the people on top don't realize what's going on. Here to talk about that and more. And Shep, I want to create a list. Shep, what do you think about, I want to create a list of businesses that do this, and I bet people would get involved in this, don't you think?
You want the list of the people that do it right or the list of the people that do it wrong?
Both! Because I think people would add to both. Great to see you. Happy New Year, pal.
Hey, Happy New Year to you. Great to be here. You know, we call this the gap between what the company thinks they're doing and what the customer actually perceives the company is doing. Or maybe it's the other way around. But there's this gap nonetheless. And most companies, unfortunately, fall into that, world of the gap.
Yeah. I think it all comes down to PS, and that's procurement and staffing for a lot of times, and that's post-COVID. Making sure you have enough stuff and making sure you have enough people, right? I think that's been part of it, right?
So you got PS, PC, post-COVID, EIEIO, any other initials?
MOUSE. And can I just complain here, too, about all the valets in the world? Show some chivalry. Get the ladies' door first. I realize they're capable of getting their own door, but still, it's just good manners.
Yeah.
Okay, and number two, put my damn seat back where you got it. I got back problems from trying to get back in from a jockey trying to move my car. Guy's 4'3", 4'4" when he blow dries. Right. Not putting my anyway. So
how about my pet peeve with the valet? They leave that damn little ticket on my keychain.
Oh yes,
and then I go to pull it off, and it's that little plastic thing.
It goes zzz, and you snap your finger.
My fingers open.
Hey, one of your mantras, Shep, has been that customers are smarter than ever. I think that's what we're demonstrating here, correct? What I'm talking about?
Because they figured out what works and what doesn't work, because they know what's right, because they've been treated that way by some brands and companies, and then they start to expect it by everyone. And by the way, they should expect it, and the companies that aren't doing it need to step up and do it right, or they're going to be playing catch up and keep up with their competition.
Yeah, I think part of this is there's a disconnect, as you call the gap, that happens. You think we'll see a better version of that coming up in the years to come? Because now people are starting to think about customer service more than before. I'm tired of paying for something I expect and not getting it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think what's happening, if you really want to look down on it, is that everybody knows that they need to deliver better service. Many companies are actually trying to do it. The rock star companies are getting so far out there and creating a bar that's so high that many companies, even though they're improving, aren't quite getting where they need to be. So there needs to be something beyond just the process, and that's some way to connect on an emotional level, and that's usually people doing business with people. Hey, if that short little valet person who keeps the car seat up was really nice and friendly and made you laugh when you got in the car and had to move the seat back, you might have overlooked that little flaw, right? It just has to do with, it's not just the process.
It's just a little tweak.
Yeah.
It's just a little tweak.
Shep, do enough bosses do the undercover boss thing? Do more of them need to do that, boots on the ground, to find out what exactly is going on?
So the real short answer to that is yes. Unfortunately, most companies don't mystery shop their own companies. And by the way, what happens is, I'll never forget it. I was hired, and I know this is a little bit off, it's kind of like going down a rabbit hole, but if I was hired by a major restaurant group, a high-end, elegant steakhouse chain, to go in to the restaurant to experience what it was like to be a guest at the restaurant. Well, guess who made the reservation? The president of the company. So guess what I was? Guest of the president, not real consumer.
Yeah.
I did not get the real experience, which is
Right.
what you would have gotten had the president not made that reservation for you. I think it's important that when the CEO or executive calls, they call it peak times, not times that are convenient to them. They need to know when the right times to call are to experience what customers get at the worst possible situation.
I think that's a piece that we got to remember. And Shep, I want you back next week. We got to slice off time each week for you to talk about how businesses can do better and then what we can do
Love to
about
do
it
it,
as
man.
customers. Thank you, brother. Shep Hyken.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, pal. You can go to hyken.com. Of course, the Chief Amazement Officer for Shepherd Presentations. More Big Biz coming up. I'm tired of this customer.